Outstanding. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing good mentally and physically. Let's start the episode. So this is middle of March 2026 and today we got quite busy. We were up and down, going up and down in the city, and it was actually not raining today in London. It was not raining at all, but still it was very cold, like 3 degrees it felt. So it's not the official weather what it was, but how it felt for today. But finally we are home, and I noticed when we were going to places, from places to places, that there are many shops closed, and it's always so sad to see. We saw many Starbucks being closed and completely empty already, and other shops as well, and Leon's as well. Starbucks probably very recognizable for all of you who are watching social media, but Leon is very UK based. But anyway, they're closing down as well. But the Leon ones are slightly different because the Starbucks shops are there and they are completely empty. They were taking out the tables, the chairs, and the bar part as well. But Leon's, those shops are different because they already have new business set up and running already. And of course we need to mention all the independent shops that closed down as well, but those are different. So London is changing constantly. We were talking about the main street where, for example, all the buses going, the main street, all the shops there, and obviously those are the pricier ones. But once you go behind to the back streets, you go to streets where barely any traffic, there are barely any cars, then there are restaurants and bars as well where you can get much cheaper food and drinks, and they're changing as well. So what they do, they changing it. So in many places, these shops and bars, they are empty. They're looking for a new owner, new renters, a new business to move in. And if they don't do that, they just change the whole thing. They convert it into something different, maybe a flat, a house, a new home. It's happening in the last couple of years with office spaces as well, because there are too many offices, too many buildings built for offices in London, and obviously there's so many people working remote, so many people working at home. So what they do, they just change it. Buildings that once was purposefully built for office and meeting rooms, they are changed to being flats. So this is London, and it's always changing, and they are very quick. The people here, they don't hesitate at all. Other places, obviously, all this transformation period is much longer. It takes much longer, but here in London, they just don't wait. And let me tell you personally, we should be the same as well. What happened is, a few days ago, International Women's Day, absolutely amazing. I bought a massive bucket of flour for this International Women's Day, because what happened is that I happened to be at that area in the city where was beautiful shop. And usually this shop, like every other grocery shop, with the croissants and bread and stuff. This is what I actually went there to buy. But it was full of flowers everywhere, even on the top of the furniture, on the top of the shelves, where usually they don't put any stuff at all. Now they were like, everything was covered with flowers because of International Women's Day, and they thought that people are gonna spend money on flowers, and probably they did, because I did. I paid I don't think I ever paid this much for a bucket of flowers, but I did. 2026 for International Women's Day. I bought a big bucket of flour, and the next couple of days was hell. It was absolutely bad, because what happened is that it turned out that we are very, 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 very allergic to that flour I bought. So everybody was sick, very, very sick. And then after like 4 or 5 days, when obviously this bucket of flowers, because it cut flowers, they don't have roots. So these cut flowers, we throw it away. It was the time to throw it away. Usually you keep it for a week, or not even for a week, maybe 4 days. And it was the time to take it out of the flat. And what happened is that suddenly everyone could breathe again. So it was like somehow this flower, bucket of flour, this is so many different type of flowers in there. And yeah, we didn't know that the flowers making everybody sick, that we couldn't breathe. We realized that the moment 5 minutes after we put the flour out. So 4 or 5 days it was absolutely hell. And the moment we put it out of the flat, and the flat cleared out of all the, I don't know, pollens or whatever, everyone could breathe again. So yeah, whenever you buy flowers, I'm not going to say where I actually bought it, because it doesn't matter. I don't think they know what they, yeah, anyway, yeah. So this week been very, very eventful. But it was eventful not just here in London. So I'm Hungarian, and there are so many things going on in Hungary as well. There is a very, very interesting case of a golden convoy. This is the name, Golden Convoy. If you wanna search for it, basically there was a vehicle going through the country in Eastern Europe, Hungary, my country where I was born, and the authorities stopped this vehicle and arrested everybody, and they find in the vehicle lots of cash and gold bars. Okay, correction. They were not, correction. They were not arrested, because there is, so it's called something completely different when you hold people so they cannot go. You take their freedom away, but it's not arrest. You just take their freedom away. They cannot contact anyone. They are just being held in one place. So that's not arrest. They're just being held in one place, so they cannot contact anyone. And these people that were like, let's use the word caught. So they were caught, and they were Ukrainian. They were caught in Hungary with lots of cash and gold bars in one car. So we're talking about 2 cars. But this year, that was the 14th transport of cash and gold bars. And the reason is a little bit of backstory. So if you look at the map, Hungary is next to Ukraine. Ukraine right now is fighting for their life. There's a war going on. So that's why they don't transport cash and valuables like they used to, using airplanes. Now everything goes on the roads. So we were the transport route. It was the two armored vehicle entering Hungary from Austria, going through my country to Ukraine with trained staff. But this trained staff, they had no weapons at all. So again, all these people who worked with this two armored vehicle, they were not arrested. They were not even interrogated. They just like listened to them as a witness. What they did after holding them for 9 hours, that they brought them, transported them to the Ukrainian border, and they said, okay, goodbye, you cannot come back for like 3 years, that's it. But we're gonna keep actually the cash and the gold. Yeah, we keep them. So the turn in the story, the news of the day today, that they're gonna give back the Ukrainian bank the two armored vehicles because it's like super expensive. But they're not gonna give back the cash and the gold bars. And there is actually, if you search for it, you can actually see the official photographs of the cash. And I never seen this much of cash in one real picture, which is not AI, on the picture with gold bars. And it's very important to note. So first, the staff was without weapon, so they didn't have a proper. What anyone would imagine how a person who transporting money would look like and what would they have with them. So they didn't have weapon. And the other thing, which was very interesting, and so many people pointed out, that the gold bars, they were not the gold bars they usually use. They were for commercial purposes. So if you, as a person who is watching this video right now, who's using internet like everyday man and ordinary man, you want to buy a gold bar and you search for it, then you would see a gold bar for commercial purposes. But the big guys, the banks, they use a completely different shaped gold bars. So it's been going on since the war started 4 years ago. And what happened this week, that they made a new law in Hungary that they can actually confiscate this sort of cash and gold bars. So there's a law now. And we were going up and down in the city. We were very tired. We came home and we were watching some talk show that was actually was recorded live, because many talk shows now they go to like a theater, this sort of setting where 400 or 500 people or something like that can actually watch. So it's like a live talk show. So you can buy a ticket and you go and see the recording, and it's usually showed live as well. So we were watching that, and they were talking about this. They were really thinking about this, that our neighbors, Hungary's neighbors, Ukraine, they really need this money right now because they're fighting for their life. And they were even thinking how many people could die because they don't have this cash, they don't have this gold. So these two armored vehicle, they're coming from Austria through Hungary to Ukraine. The bank who send this cash and gold bar, they said that their money laundering rules, against money laundering rules, how they regulate this and how they keep everything clean. It's much more strict than what the actual is needed to be. So they really checking everything, so they have all the permissions and everything. So again, a summary of this mysterious thing. So it's been going on for 4 years. Everyone has all the necessary permissions to do it, to transport cash and gold bars through Hungary from Austria to Ukraine. But something happened, and no one knows what actually happened, that now it's That's it, it's finished. They cannot do that anymore, so they need to find a completely different route. But obviously through Hungary was the easiest way. So this is the mystery in the whole thing, that what actually happened. So it's really a terrible case, really terrible case, because obviously Ukraine needs all the resources, all the money, because they're fighting for their life. And now, any delay could have terrible consequences. So these two armored vehicles with these loads of cash. Actually, we tried to look it up, that how much cash it actually was. One source said 27. One source said 27 billions was in that two armored vehicle, but the other source said 40 billion forints. So yeah. So basically we don't know. And obviously it was not forint, Hungarian forint. It was we just so when you look at the news in Hungary, they tell you everything counted in forints. So it was dollars, American dollars, and EU money, Europe. So this is the main story right now that everyone follows. I had a very good conversation about old TV series, and probably because Sarah Michelle Gellar put it on a social media, a video where she's announcing a sad news that they're not going to reboot Buffy. I actually saw one episode, the first episode of the series, and quite recently, quite a couple of months ago, and because my friends, all the people I'm talking to, they didn't understand why I never watched Buffy. How come? So I did that. I watched a couple of episodes. I watched the first one and then a couple of others, and I absolutely understood why people loving it and keep on re-watching it even after all those years. And obviously because of this, there are like so many TikToks, so many other videos, and yesterday I had a very good conversation about Lost, Heroes, True Blood, and all these very expensive looking series. And I don't know why, but it was such a good it's nostalgia. It was very good to talk about this sort of things. I didn't even know that it can have such an effect. This kind of topic can have such an effect on me, but it was really great, really, really great. And it's very surprising to me when it turns out that a series is liked by my friend, who I would like, never in a million years I could imagine that this person with this personality watching a series like that. So it was a very, very nice surprise, because nowadays it's a little bit oversaturated market. There are like thousands of series coming out every single day, so it's very difficult to talk about this sort of streaming shows, because there is a very high chance that your friend gonna watch something totally different than you, so there's nothing really to talk about. And but in the beginning of 2000, there were only a couple of shows, and everyone watched those shows, it turns out. And oh yeah, it's been great. And I was traveling today, and for some reason I thought that this is gonna be tube strike here in London, in the UK, because it was in the news. So I was like already stressing out. Then I kind of was thinking about it. Maybe I should go to their website and check it again, if the bus, if the train, if all those underground lines, they running or not. And it turns out it's not gonna be now. It's gonna be like 10 days from now. So I have still time to prepare for this, because if there's no public transport, every single location I need to go to is, oh my god, quite a distance away. Few years ago, I have not used the public transport. I was walking everywhere, but now obviously I don't have 2-3 hours to walk one location to the other. That was like, it would take too much time, absolutely too much time. Summer is coming, and I work at night, which means in the last like 6-7 months, I went to work in the dark and went home from work in the dark. And basically, it was today when I left my work in the morning and I looked around, and it's like, oh my god, I haven't seen the city for like 6-7 months, because I'm always walking around, in the dark. And the last couple of months, even it was even raining every single day. So it was like I was looking at the buildings. It's like, oh yeah, nice. And that one, oh yes, that nice is as well. Probably because I was very stressed that today is a tube strike, and maybe I need to walk or something. I had such an energy in me, such adrenaline in me. So I was running up the escalator, and well, I fall. I fell down middle of the escalator. So yeah, it's a bit hurt. My leg hurts, and it was bleeding a little bit. Not a nice sight. So when I got back home, I'm Hungarian, and there's very Hungarian thing was in the kitchen. I bought it yesterday, and it basically like a mesh, like you can imagine a mashed potato, but it's not potato. It's made of chestnut. So what they do, they boil they boil the chestnut, and then they break it down so it becomes a chestnut mash. And there are lots of other things going in it, so it will taste really nice. And you can eat it with whipping cream or something like that. Oh my god, it's so nice. So I had that a moment ago. It's very interesting to get older. I had a flatmate before who said that getting older, the good thing about getting older, that you start to like food and drinks. You will enjoy it more, because all the changes that comes with age. And I can absolutely confirm that that is absolutely happening. Like today, coming home with my leg hurting, my knee hurting, and and I had this plate of chestnut puree, and oh my god, immediately everything was just just fine. So my friends and colleagues and lots of people I know, they moving out of London, some of them moving out of the UK, some of them moving to the other side of the world, and we still keep in touch, and sometimes we talk every single day, which is absolutely fantastic. And whenever I share a story with them, I need to keep in mind when they actually left the UK, because I need to explain, certain things which is new. So it's very very funny, because before, basically we just send messages to each other, and then after like 5, 10, 20 minutes we met up, and we were just talking without any barriers. And now it's a little bit different, because all the conversation is obviously online, and I need to keep in mind the exact time when they actually left the UK, because I need to explain, a lot of things, so they can see the things in context. So I need to tailor every single story to that particular person I'm talking to, and it's very, very interesting. It's fun. It's actually, I like it. I also absolutely like it. Okay, my leg is a little bit swollen now. Not a good timing. Not a good timing at all. Tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow I wanted to start to go to the gym and do exercises and stuff, but now I need to postpone it for a couple of weeks. Yeah, I think so. And as it happens, I wanted to start diet as well tomorrow. Well, it needs to be postponed as well. Who knew that a very simple fall on a moving escalator can have such an effect on someone's life?